Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Let's Play Submachine 10 The Exit. In the last episode we just took care of all those dumb looping things, and thank God we're done with that, right? So yeah, also I think we got pretty much done with all of the locations that we were able to explore, and the final one we now find a karma portal. And that takes us to the edge. So this is Submachine 6. Can we put the cord in here? We absolutely cannot, okay. Let's head up here. We find a weird plus thing in the wall. That wasn't there in Submachine 6, but you still could climb up this pipe, which I always thought was kind of strange, because that doesn't really fit the whole Submachine idea of not being able to walk up walls, but I guess that's just not that important anymore. We find a rune. By the way, I had to replay the entire game because the game doesn't save, and I messed up a recording, and so I'm doing it again. So all these hieroglyphs and runes are now newly randomly generated, and maybe I've messed something up at the inventory, might be different, but I don't think I have, so we still have this long stick as well. So yay, we have a long stick, everyone. Let's put this back in our inventory. Maybe I did that in the last episode already. I think I actually did. So now I just broke all the continuity, and you're all gonna have to unsubscribe from my channel. You can remove these two vents here. You couldn't do that in Submachine 6. So let's look what's behind them. Let's not do that just yet. But we will collect this plasma charge. And up here we find another one of these things that we still can't do anything with. They are a mystery. But now let's do this thing that reminds us of Submachine 6 fond memories we had. And let's also notice that right here we have 3 plasma balls in this thing, but we can't take them with us because that would be madness. Blockade removal tool. Okay. Like right now we've gotten everything that's behind this, so now we could just really take all these 3 plasma balls, but I guess not. Instead we have a blockade removal tool, and that'll actually come in handy right here, but I won't just use that just yet, because I want to show that up here you can't turn this wheel. How unfortunate, right? Can't fix that with a blockade removal tool. Bing! Wonderful. Okay, now let's turn this wheel, and what this wheel does is it actually rotates this room. And I think we've had that before in other Submachine games. I think yeah, in Submachine 6 we had that. So I guess that's a little bit of a throwback to that time. We find a second ladder step, but that doesn't really take us anywhere yet because we need a third one to actually be able to do anything with those. Though I guess you do have to find the second one before you can find the third one. That's just life, everyone. We find a karma vial, and I've actually no idea what we will do with that. I don't remember. And also we find a hatch valve, and you should remember where that goes, because it's from literally like a couple seconds ago. So, oops, gotta turn it one more time. Let's head back all this way. I don't think we actually need to return any more to this place, which is nice, because all this rotating the room is kind of annoying. Let's head back up here, where we use our newly gathered hatch valve to open this classic hatch. Actually, where does this land? Okay, right there. Interesting. Not really. Okay, so this is the place where we get to use our plasma charge. Thank God for that. And remove that blockade. And we get access to Shiva, Emergency Evacuation Protocol. We can flip this, and so that must have done something with Shiva in that was the big computer thing that we saw in one of the other coordinates. So yeah, that must be good for us, right? Also here, S3C, do you remember? Do you remember, everyone? Do you remember? I hope you do. Because in 000 at the very start we saw these same 3 characters, S3 and C, with these weird lines in between, and it's like amazing, but that doesn't obviously really help us that much. That really just makes a connection between those 2 places, and don't worry, we will take care of all this stuff fairly soon, but not quite yet, because actually I just remembered that we still have one more location to go, and that would be 111, or 7, if you speak human. So in total we have 8 layers, because there's 000 as well. And I really like this one. I guess it's not layers, I don't know what it is really. I like this one a lot because it's simple and small, and you don't get lost in it, like many of the other ones. Anyway, we found a third pair of hieroglyphs, so now we have all of those, and all the runes, by the way. We have all the pictures of the entire game right now, so that is quite exciting, more or less. Let's head down here, and we find a strange contraption that I don't really remember what it does, to be honest. Can we use our karma vial? Nope. That would have been weird if we could have, but, you know, maybe. Can we use it right here? Nope. Can we use the long stick? Look, it fits perfectly, more or less. Yeah, we still can't do anything with this, but this is actually the final one that we will find in the game. So we are making progress, I guess you can say that. Oh, we find the third ladder step, so now we can actually use those. And be merry. Merry Christmas, everyone, by the way. Nobody cares. But it's Christmas. Yay? Question mark? Anyway. Right here we can use another light sphere, but we don't have one. So that's our problem in this situation. And that was that for this place. So now we've actually looked at everything that we can look at. And now we can really actually get to solving puzzles. And the puzzle that I want to start off with is the hieroglyphs puzzle. So let's head back to the pyramid, where we enter the combination. And let's see what we can actually do here. So, let's look at these glyphs here. We have 2 feathers, a snake thing, a snake and a wobbly woo, and then we have a dome and 2 feathers. And you might have noticed that some of these symbols are on 2 sheets at the same time. So here we have the feathers, and here we have the feathers as well, and here we have the snake, and here we have the snake as well. And you can tell by those the way that the different sheets of paper are connected together. So you go dome, feathers, feathers, snake, wobbly woo. So that is our combination. Oops. Dome, feathers, snake, wobbly woo. There we go. And now we can head up here to the other pedestal, where we get a cogwheel. Yay, everyone, we got a cogwheel. I love cogwheels, more or less. Let's put this in here and see what it does for us. If we turn this thing, actually let's show this up. Remember the screen. Bing! Do you see the difference yet? Well, you might if we head upwards, because we can't actually head up any more than this now. We can't reach the top 2 layers of the pyramid anymore, because this ladder has been raised down. So that means that we can now actually go down below where we were before. And now we can actually totally access that bottom room of the pyramid that we couldn't before. And it has a karma portal. And that karma portal takes us back to Submachine 5, the root, which is very interesting. I really like this place. I like Submachine 5 a lot. I like the mechanic with the 2 cards you get that you can slide in here. That might be one of my favorite gimmicks in the games. I think my favorite is actually the one in Submachine 8, with the same pattern of rooms but the different layers that you can visit them on. Anyway, we found a light sphere. Did I even mention that? We totally found a light sphere. This place holds so many memories. I know, but I always thought that this was like a really iconic room in the Submachine series. Do you remember how we got that wrench and drained the water out of the tub? And like found a cube in here or something. Actually, we dissolved a cube in this stuff, and inside was a wisdom gem, 1 of 3, and then we used that to power the lift at the end of the game, and that led to Submachine 6. Anyway, you can go over here and you can still play with these things just as always. It's still just as fun as it was back then, but now we get the amazing privilege of moving these things here. And look, there was a secret thing behind it all along, but you could never actually do it in Submachine 5. So that's very exciting. Look, it's a new location in Submachine 5. Also a note. Do you know how many numbers there are between 0 and 1? infinite? Exactly, there is a countless number of sublayers between any two main layers of reality. The important thing to remember is that there are 7 main layers, all stable as all their sublayers. There is also the 8th layer, known as the layer of light, which is not stable and it can float freely through all other layers. Murtaugh was once trapped in the 8th layer. That's why he was unable to focus his being on a single layer. Fortunately, Elizabeth managed to snap him out of this trap. I don't remember that, I don't remember ever reading about that in the notes, but I think I probably did and just didn't understand the story very well. Here we can open this thing, but can't really do anything with it. And that was that for the new location in Submachine 5, the route. So now let's head back all the way. What did we just get? Oh, we got a light sphere. Now we can do stuff with that. But where do we use it? We can use it on 111, or we can use it on Submachine 7, which would be... actually the Submachine 8, which would be the purple place. I want to go back to the purple place. Does anyone remember purple place? Did anyone actually have that? I think... I'm not actually sure if it was just my laptop or if every Windows Vista laptop came with Purple Place pre-installed on it. But if you guys know Purple Place, then my heart goes out to you, everyone. Best game, Purple Place. Let's insert these ladders. Obviously we can use our light sphere here, but I won't just yet, for a very special reason. Let's head over here, and you might think, ooh, it's another one of those things that we used. Oh, we can actually look through this. Interesting. Not that interesting. We've seen these screens in Submachine 7 before, but anyway. Let's head over here. And we find this thing, which is good, because it's a route pathfinder, and this plaque on the wall reminds us of the one that we just saw in the route. So that is something that we can take care of soon. And if we head over here, we actually find a second light sphere, so now we have 2 of them at the same time. Isn't that exciting? That's why I didn't want to use the other one. Light crown converter needed to connect light crown to the fuse outlet. Alright. Thanks, game. That was great. That was a great contribution. Let's use one of our light spheres, which is a shame, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Opening this hatch, and look behind, we find the inventory is full. And everyone loves when we do that. Okay, get rid of our long stick. And we find an insulator cap. Good. Not entirely sure we use that, to be honest. But we find a second cogwheel as well. I totally know where to use that. Oh, actually, I remember where to use the insulator cap, which is great. Okay, so wait, what did we just do? Where do I want to go next? I want to go back to the route, just so that we've taken care of that. That was at the pyramid. Down in the basement of the pyramid, and then back up into the heart of the pyramid, as the archaeologists would call it. Head through here, use our route pathfinder and find ourselves a route path. We found one, everyone. Yay! Game complete. We found a weird ladder that goes down into the ground, and we just phased through that and down into nothingness and down here, where we find a data tape, and you should totally recognize that because it's a beautiful little sprite image that we've seen 3 other instances of in this game. And they were rotating away, making very pretty noises. So I hope you do remember that. I actually don't want to use that one just yet, because we haven't seen the counterpart to that puzzle just yet. Because I like repeating myself, I guess. Let's go to 011. Actually, do you remember? Do you remember, everyone? We activated a thing that had to do with Shiva. Yeah, we should totally maybe go check that out at some point. So let's go and look at that computer again. Whoops, by flipping the switch we also blocked our access to the computer. That's unfortunate. So let's head back over here. And obviously that is a problem for us, because if you remember, There would be a second way to enter there, but it's blocked off by this dumb plasma light thing. And that is depressing. And there's also another plasma light thing blocking our way to the left there. But you know, everything's fine at this point, you know. And do you remember the problem here? Like, this thing was blocking our way, and that was annoying. Well, we now have this insulator cap, and this is actually one of the, like, less obvious puzzles, but you can use the insulator cap right here to insulate that. And then I flipped it the wrong way. Like a silly man, I flipped it. Yeah, we can now head through here and have deactivated that, and the computer is actually shut down now, but there's a ladder. And look, we can go down the ladder and do ladder business. The ladder ends here, unfortunately, but we can still climb down this chain, so that is like at least just as good, to be honest. Let's head over to the left, find absolutely nothing. This is the weirdest screen in the entire game. There's literally nothing at all. Just nothing. But here on the right we find a cogwheel, and now we have 3 cogwheels and can actually complete another thing in the pyramids. We're really breezing through this game, to be honest. I was expecting this to take a little longer, but like right now we are really flowing along pretty well, which is nice, I guess. Let's turn it to this setting, and that actually deactivates this one here. So we can now go to the left here, which we haven't done before, and we find a karma portal. Ooh, this takes us to Submachine 7. I forgot about this. The things we put in here aren't there anymore, so I don't know about that. Let's head through here. We are back in this area, and this time in the HD remake it's actually properly HD. In the HD remake of Submachine 7 it's not HD, it's pixely, and that bothered me. I remember saying that it bothered me. Also floating debris with runes on it or something, but we can't do anything with those, like they don't really have any meaning to us. So that's not great. I mean, it doesn't matter. Let's be honest, it really doesn't matter. Bunch of paper scattered on the floor, but can't pick any of that up. Set up here, we find a inventory is full. Our inventory, like, it's getting crazy full. Let's put 2 of our cogs in here because we will remember that we have those cogs anyway. Telescope tube, there it is, everyone. Got one. Got a telescope tube, thank God for that. We can't use it here, can we? Nope, okay. Let's head back down and look through here. Actually, do you remember this thing? Ooh. We need that. We need that. Get rid of our AAA battery. And we find a stone grape. Yeah, that is really not all that obvious where you're supposed to use that, but we will use it. Oh, god damn it, so many inventory items. Karma vial. Get our skull, and I actually want to put the skull in my inventory because I'm going to remember that more easily than the karma vial. And I want to put it right there just so that our backpack looks neat. You might recognize this tube right here, like it's the same thing as we have. So that's great. Let's look through it. We still don't see much at all, just like in Submachine 7. And now this isn't interactive anymore. I feel like this used to be interactive, right? I'm not sure, but you know. Okay. Over to the left here. Find another archway where you can look through. And another one of these things that don't tell us much about the world at all. Ooh, look, the chest is still open. It's weird how some progress has been made, but not all of it. Like, I don't know. I'll come back to the shrine every 32 years. I promise anyone who still listens to this frequency. 32 seems to be like a weird recurring number in the Submachine games. Like there's a spin-off game that's called Submachine 32 Chambers or something. What was it even called? I don't remember, to be honest. Like, maybe it was 32 Chambers. Quite possible. But yeah, there's like a bunch of occurrences of the number 32 for some reason. Okay, I think this is the final archway. Yeah, look, we find the counterpart to that other puzzle that I couldn't do just yet. Insufficient data, it says. I want to pick up. Okay, let's put this in there because now we have the head and we can connect those two things in our mind. because we are humans. Okay, so we find this weird spherical room again with a bunch of wires, and this should look familiar because we've seen something in the purple place that's similar to that. Right here we find a blue dot in nothingness. This is very strange. This is completely pointless. It's just here for no reason. But, you know, there it is, everyone. Okay, so now we have a telescope head and a telescope thing, and we can actually install this telescope right here, just to get rid of some of our items in the inventory. Look through that, don't see much, but a secret rolls out of it. And that will be our second secret. And now, I'm sorry everyone, but I'm gonna have to switch all these around so that our inventory looks neat. Okay. Actually, I think that's gonna do it for this episode, because we're at 21 minutes and I don't want to make these too long. So yeah, next time we are gonna keep solving stuff. Probably the gear puzzle, I want to take care of that. So yeah, be excited for that, I suppose. Goodbye!